Hello, welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Today is a little different. I know you were probably expecting the next studio vlog for the last week. I do not usually show on camera that much, but today you get to see a lot of me because this is a little chatty video, because last week I have been busy with setting up my own online shop. So I have not really filmed anything because it's not really that interesting to see me setting up a website. And that brings me to the topic of today's video. So, am I leaving Etsy? That is a little bit of a complicated question, and why? For those of you who are here for the first time, I am Sen. I am an artist and designer. I do make stationery products mostly, and I sell them online and in person at conventions and markets. And until now, I have done so via an Etsy shop. I have been on Etsy for many years. I have seen Etsy change over the past 10 years. I think I set up my first Etsy shop way back in 2013. I would have to check to make absolutely sure. I did not sell stationery back then, but I did sell art, and I have done that for quite a while now. So back when Etsy was still a great place for handmade businesses, but I've always done that like on the side and along with my full-time job. And now that I am trying to make my art my full-time job, I need to look at all the angles. So Etsy. In general, I still like Etsy. It has been a great place for me. It has given me a lot of opportunity, a lot of good things. The foot traffic on Etsy is wonderful. So why am I now making a video about leaving Etsy? First of all, I will have to say that I am not going cold turkey, meaning I'm not just shutting down my Etsy shop and moving everything over from one day to the next. My new own website is set up currently, for reasons we will get into in a moment, but I will keep my Etsy shop open. I have paid for all the listings that are in there. I have just set them back onto manual renewal, so once they run out, they run out, and I will most likely not renew them unless I noticed that over the next few months my own website is not going to work out for me. But for now, I will not put any new collections onto my Etsy shop. All of them, same as with the Skyline collection that has released on the weekend. These are and will only be available in my own online shop. Let's get into the why. And if you clicked on this video, I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't watched other small business or artists videos about the Etsy situation before. So I'm gonna try to not go into too much detail, but I am a very rambly person, and this is also very unscripted because I am still new to this whole YouTube thing as well, so I don't script my videos yet. But yeah, I think the main point for most people leaving Etsy is probably the fees. And the fees are massive. I have multiple Etsy shops because I also sell cross-stitch patterns and such, and especially for digital items. Let me give you a quick example because I did one for a friend a while back. Seeing that especially like digital items also, at least here in the EU, include VAT. So she had made an order in my shop for some patterns for I think about €5.50 or so. And the total amount of fees that Etsy took out of that was €2.50, which is almost 50%. And you might immediately like get the gist that for low priced items, that is not sustainable. So we have for Etsy there is a ton of fees. Many of them are very difficult to understand. You do have the regular 20-cent listing fee. That's easy enough. So every time you put up an item, you pay 20 cents. And all of this is in euros. I'm in Germany, but I think in the US it's similar. So you pay 20 cents listing fee, and that is per item. So if you put on like 10 quantity of one item, every time you sell one, you pay another 20 cents. So that is the first one. Then you do have a transaction fee, and I think that is 30 cents here in Germany per transaction, plus a percentage of the price paid, like of the price of the item. So you do have a minimum of fees of 50 cents already. So if you sell low price items, like if you sell sticker sheets for 2 euros or even lower than that, you're already down 50 cents. So, and that would like make a 2 euro sticker down 50 cents, which is €1.50, and then you have like a percentage would have to be subtracted. So you are already below 1.50. So for a 2 euro item. Then you do have a VAT on the transaction fee, a VAT on the listing fee, and then you also have a fee on the shipping price. And that, for me personally, is ridiculous. I know why they did that, because at one point with Etsy, same as you've probably seen on other platforms like eBay and such, people tended to put like a lot of the item price into the shipping fee to avoid fees. And so they made it that if you charge shipping, there is an additional transaction fee and a VAT and whatnot on the shipping price. To me, I charge as much shipping as I have to pay with the post office if I want to ship a package with insurance and tracking and everything to be safe. I would have to make my shipping even more expensive if I were to factor in those fees, which I am not. So I am effectively losing money on shipping. Etsy also wants you to put like the shipping price into your item. Again, for me, who sells stationery, if I were to put a 4 euro shipping fee into my item price, that would make like a sticker 6 or 7 euros. And well, I don't know about you, but I would probably be put off by somebody selling like a single sticker for over 7 euros, even if the shipping is free. So, because in that case, if you buy 2 stickers, I mean, for 1 sticker, it would probably, I mean, the amounts for the same. You pay 3 euros for, you pay 2 euros for the sticker, and you pay 4 euros for shipping, which is 6 euros. So, or you pay 6 euros for a sticker and you don't pay shipping. But, and there's the gist, usually you wouldn't probably not buy a single sticker. You would maybe buy 2 or 3 stickers. And then you would pay 2 euros per sticker, which is 6 euros, plus 4 euros for shipping, which is 10 euros. Now imagine me having like free shipping, but putting the shipping fee into my item. That would then make every sticker 6 euros. And that is no longer 10 euros if you buy 3 stickers. That's 18 euros. Because Etsy is trying to force us into free shipping. So, yeah. And there's a lot of other fees that I do not personally understand well enough to talk about them. There are quite a few people who made really, really good videos about that. Those were very eye-opening for me as well. I have made my own shop on Big Cartel. I could have gone with Shopify, but honestly, Shopify scares me. It has everything that you need. It has so many options, which is great. I'm not here to like talk down on Shopify or anything. It's probably wonderful for those who use it. But for me, even looking at it, I get terrified. It is very complicated for me personally when I look at it to even get into. And a friend of mine recommended Big Cartel to me. So I went with that for now. It is very easy to set up. It is very easy to customize and modify. It does not have as many options as Shopify or as many integrations. But for now, it has what I need. So I'm going with that. I need the largest plan that they offer because I have so many different items. And of course, I want all of them in my shop. So I do pay 30 euros a month for that shop. I do not have transaction fees. I do not have listing fees. They do not charge fees on the shipping price. The only thing that I do have in regards to fees, other than the monthly subscription, of course, is payment processing fees. The payment processing goes through either Stripe or PayPal, and of course these payment processors take fees. That is a thing that Etsy does too, of course. So that's like a zero-sum thing. It's not different. So when I looked at my Etsy shop to see if that would be feasible, like if my own shop had higher fees, like with the subscription, if I was selling enough, and then I checked for the last 3 months and I paid over 100 euros in Etsy fees. And if you do the math, 3 months for like a 30 euros subscription for 3 months is still lower than what I paid in Etsy fees over the past 3 months. So for me, that was enough of a reason to say, yeah, I'm gonna try this. And the more I sell, obviously, the higher my Etsy fees will go. And that can rack up really quickly. Whereas in my own shop, the subscription will stay the same. So that's, and I can put up more items and don't have any listing fees or whatnot. Especially with Etsy, I do have some items that don't sell very well or have not sold at all yet. So I pay listing fees for them every quarter, because that's another thing with Etsy. If you put up a listing and pay the 20 cents fee, that's for 4 months. If that item does not sell in 4 months, if you set it up to renew, it will renew and you pay another 20 cents. So I do have some items in my shop on which I lose money because they only sell occasionally or have not sold yet, at least not online. They have sold in person at markets, so it's not that I'm saying, yeah, this is an item that nobody wants, so I'm just gonna throw it out. So yeah, that racks up a lot as well, especially if you have many items in your shop. I think I'm sitting at about 150 different products currently in my Etsy shop, and that by 20 cents listing fee every 4 months or every time one sells, that goes up a lot. And I don't have that in my own shop. Another thing that you have probably heard of if you've been around in watching other small businesses and artists, it has happened a lot recently that shops have been shut down for no apparent reason. I personally am following a lot of channels that have talked about the issue. So I know a lot of shops were actually shut down for a good reason, because they were selling bootleg, or they were not selling, or they were not following the rules. So lots of artists, especially like if they sell fan art and they get a strike for that, and after a few strikes you're out. So then you are no longer allowed on Etsy, and I think that is completely reasonable if you use a platform. And this might be an unpopular opinion, me saying that's completely reasonable, but if you use a platform and you're not following their rules, then they do have every right to shut you down. But there are a lot of shops that were shut down for no reason. They did not do anything wrong. They did not sell anything they were not allowed to sell. I don't know if they have some AI bot going through their platform, flagging everything they think is not allowed, and then just these people just get caught in the crossfire basically. But that is unfortunately also a thing. I do not want to risk, now that I'm really getting serious with what I'm doing, trying to make this my full-time job, I do not want to risk to have my whole livelihood relying on Etsy, who can shut me down anytime they want to, for any reason they want to. So I want to make my own shop my main thing in the future. I will keep Etsy open for the time being to get the foot traffic, and other than that, I will direct everything to my own website. Another reason is, if you've been on Etsy lately to shop, or if you're selling on Etsy, if you're a fellow small business owner or artist, or both, then you probably also have seen how much Etsy has been flooded recently, both with cheap drop shipping from Temu or AliExpress, or with cheap and quickly made AI images. So especially for me as an artist trying to sell illustrations and stationery made with my own illustration, it's really sad to see that so much people have started to sell AI images on Etsy for multiple products, or even just selling the images to use for creating products for those that used to just buy images from artists, like actual hand-drawn artwork to use in their products. And now the platform is flooded with AI. I see it everywhere. Every time I search for something, and no matter in what product category that is even remotely art related, the first and the most things that come up are AI generated. And I feel that that is no longer a place where I, as a genuine artist, are comfortable or welcome, because obviously I cannot price my products or my art to be competitive with cheaply made AI generated images, because I need time to make them, to draw them. And I'm like, people who sell AI images, obviously they go on their computer and they put a few words into the generator and get a ton of images. And I refuse to call it art, because art, that's not art. It's pretty images sometimes, yeah. I must say that I like the looks of a lot of AI generated images, but it is not art. And it is sold as such, and Etsy is not doing anything about it. They actually recently allowed it. You do need to put like a distinction in it, in the description somewhere, that it's AI generated, and you need to mark it as designed by and not handmade, because obviously it's not handmade. Although I personally don't feel it's designed either, because you putting like some words into a machine that spits out an image, to me personally, that's not designing something. But yeah, it's just a personal gripe. If you want to know more about what AI is, if you've never heard about it, feel free to put that in the comments. I'm always happy to explain that, or direct you to people that have made very great videos explaining what it is and why it is a problem. And it has a place, I feel, of course. Everything has a place somewhere. It can be a great tool, not getting into the whole how it is created and how that is very problematic ethically. But I feel Etsy is not the place for AI generated art. And the amount of it flooding Etsy with how quickly it can be made is, I personally at least feel like that is pushing real artists and real handmade businesses out, especially along with the definitely not allowed drop shipping from Temu or AliExpress, but it still happens. And Etsy just can't keep up with removing those. So yeah, that's another reason I do feel it's no longer a good place for me as an artist. And well, a small other reason, obviously, that I could have dealt with, that I could have overlooked, is the fact that if you open your own listings in your Etsy shop and then scroll down, they do link to other listings from other sellers at the bottom of your listing. Like they put a small, you might also like this, and then redirect possible customers not to your own listings that you also have in your shop, but to the listings of other people. And no serious business obviously would imagine a physical store where you sell your own items, like selling your notepads and notebooks, and you would not plaster a sign in your own store stating, yeah, go next door, they also have notepads, right? Unless a customer is asking for something specific that you do not have. But if it's the actual same thing, just with different motives, of course, you would not do that. That's bad business. So the fact that Etsy forces that is, well, it's their platform. They can do what they want, but you do not have to like it. So that's my personal main reasons. I know that other people probably have more or different reasons on top of that. Oh yeah, there was one more thing that happened to me. I think it was last year or the year before that, when they had like this whole thing where they put a hold on funds. That happened to a lot of people. So at one point they just decided, yeah, we're gonna hold your funds for 90 days or what it was. I don't remember fully. And if at that point I had been fully dependent on my income on Etsy, I would have been 1.5 months without money. So they can do that as well. They can just put a hold on your funds, like you make sales, and they just say, yeah, we're gonna keep that money now for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or however long they please. And that was a huge problem. And of course, that is a thing where you're like, yeah, that could happen again at any time. They just need to decide they want to do that again, and it's gonna happen, and you'll be without money. And you probably can't even ship your items because you need that money to ship your items or to buy supplies to make them. And how are you supposed to do that when they are holding your funds? And yeah, Etsy can obviously make changes anytime they want. And in all honesty, if, like, for me personally, I do not want to risk it anymore. It's really stressful. Every time something changes, then you need to check if you can deal with that, if that's gonna break your business, or and that's, for me, I get stressed out a lot if things changes. I'm someone who prefers consistency. So for me, that is a source of stress that I do not need. And yeah, in essence, I'm gonna keep Etsy for now, as long as I do have listings in there. But I will, for everybody who orders from Etsy, they will get a little note with their order telling them about my new shop. And I also started a newsletter, or quote-unquote newsletter. I am starting to get more into email marketing, so you can sign up for that if you want to. So you will get an occasional little email from me telling you when there's new things or interesting things happening. Obviously, with me and being not the best person at marketing, I'm definitely not going to spam you with emails. It's probably going to be at least, yeah, or at the most every 2 weeks. For now, probably more like once a month. If a new collection launches, if I have any discounts, like if I do a Black Friday sale, or if it's my birthday and I'm giving like a 30% off for a weekend or something like that, you will be the first to know. And yeah, for my German friends, I don't know how many of you are watching. It's also gonna be a notification when I have new convention or event dates that I'm gonna be at, where you can meet me in person. Because obviously, I'm on Instagram. I'm not nearly active enough on Instagram. So, but social media has changed a lot over the past 10 years. Back when we started, there were no algorithms. If you were following someone, you saw everything they posted. That's no longer the case. So, but yeah, that's a whole different topic that I might get into eventually. But for now that I do want to make my own shop more of a thing, or like my main thing, obviously I need to step up my marketing game. I need to put a lot of work in that. The shop's not perfect yet, so if you're gonna check it out, which thank you if you do that, even if you just give it a look-see, I still have to do a lot of work to make it more pretty. Like, I need to retake a lot of photos because the aspect ratio of the pictures in my own shop are different from those that I needed on Etsy. They are all rectangular, so every picture that I have not retaken or resized yet is a little blurry when you look at it on the front page. That's gonna change over the course of this week. You can get the new collection that I've been working on over the past few vlogs. If you've been watching, is now available in the shop. Not on Etsy, just on my own shop. The link is down below. But yeah, in essence, that's probably about it. I'm moving over to my own place. I will gradually move away from Etsy. For now, you can still order there if that makes you more comfortable than ordering from my online shop. At least until everything runs out that I still have in there. I will not renew listings. The only renewed listings is when something is sold, because they then auto-renew. But I will not put new items in there. Every new product that I make will only be available on my online shop. And yeah, when that is said and done, I will put my Etsy shop on pause. I'm not gonna delete it or anything. In case my own store does not work out for me yet, I might move back. I mean, I will probably have to move back. But for now, this is what I want to do. And if you have any thoughts on the matter, if you have any experiences with these issues with Etsy, or if you have moved away from Etsy yourself, let me know in the comments below. Tell me about your experience. I would very much love that. And also, if you have any tips about switching to your own shop, if you maybe even made a video about it, if you're a fellow small business, feel free to put that in the comment as well. I would love to watch it, because I'm very new to all of this, and I can use all the help and all the tips that you can give. So feel free to put that there. But for now, I'm gonna sign off, and because I do have a lot of housekeeping to do today, a lot of paperwork that I didn't get to last week with working on the shop and having a small pop-up on Saturday. So maybe I should even take some time off today. But first I need to cut and edit this video and put it up so that you can sit here and watch it. Again, thanks for watching. If you do like this video, it's not my usual videos. I usually do my studio vlogs, although I'm planning to do also a few more chatty videos and more tutorials in the future. So if that's something you're interested in, do leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It's very much appreciated. I love every single one of you that's here supporting me. It means a lot, because that means that people are interested in what I have to say, and who wouldn't like that, right? But for now, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you again next week for hopefully a regular studio vlog again. Until then, bye bye.